Your name?
Donna.
Donna?
Yeah.
Okay. Where's Donna from?
Hackney.
From Hackney?
Yeah, I was born in Hackney but grew up on the Marquis in Essex Road.
Okay. Brothers and sisters?
Yeah, I've got 4 brothers, 1 sister.
Same mum, same dad?
Me and my eldest, me and the next brother down, we got the same mum and dad, but the other 4 got a different dad.
Okay. So what was it like growing up for you?
It wasn't very good. My mum's an alcoholic. She used to beat me black and blue. Then I left home, couldn't take no more. Didn't finish school. Moved in with my dad. Then met my husband, who turns out to be an alcoholic as well. He beat me black and blue. So it was a bit of like a vicious circle. Anyway, it turns out he was on drugs. Then one day we had an argument, he gave me a beating. I got mixed up in drugs, which I regret. And then he's dead now, he died. Cirrhosis of the liver because he was an alcoholic. And then they took my 2 children away because of him. And I suppose because of myself really, you know. But they're better off where they are. Sorry, it gets a bit emotional really. Then because I got mixed up in drugs, yeah, and they took my kids, I burnt my house down with me in it, killed myself. So they sentenced me to life.
So you burnt your own house down?
Yeah. They sentenced me to life, which I done a straight 10. Escaped from there. Got a touch, I got 10 days added on. Came out, didn't get no help. They'd done resettlement a whole year before my release. But they just didn't want to, they couldn't get me nowhere to go. Come out, so 10 years in there, come out, I had nowhere to go. So I ended up on the streets because my house had gone. Tried everything, but because of the arson, they were basically, I was a danger. But then, when I fell pregnant with my last daughter, they put me in a house. But I'm a danger to myself and society, according to them. But yeah, I proved to them, but like even prosecution said, why would a woman here of good character commit a big crime like that? It was just a straight case of suicide. She had a breakdown, she lost her kids, you know? So, and then since then, I've, on and off since 2007, I've basically been on the streets.
So you're 10 years in prison, straight?
Yep.
What was that like?
It was, to be quite honest with you, it done me a lot of favours in some ways, because I gained a lot of qualifications. I got myself back to normality. I've done counselling, drug courses, you know, it helped. But it doesn't help in other ways, because it taught me a lot about more crime, you know, which isn't good. And then when I came out, it was just hard from there on, you know. And then with this COVID, God, put me in the hostel. And then because of the funding, we all had to come out.
So you're back on the streets now?
Yeah.
So you got nowhere to stay tonight?
No.
So where would you normally go then? Where would you go?
Wherever I can. Somewhere where it's out of the cold. But lucky enough, because it's summer, it's not too cold. But it's when the winter comes in. And because I just come out of hospital about 6 weeks ago with a lung because of pneumonia, because of sleeping out in the cold. So I've lost a lung through that.
Are you not afraid something could happen to you?
Babes, I'm always afraid. It's like being in prison again. One eye open. You know, you've always got to be alert. And being a lady, like a woman, of course.
So what got you into it? When did you take the drugs in the first place? What drug are you on?
I was on crack cocaine.
Okay, only crack cocaine?
Yeah, it was more a self-medicating. It wasn't an enjoyment thing. It was just like to numb the pain, the things I didn't want to think about, and because it's like there's just so much going on in my head. It's like I can't cope with it sometimes, but I'm not proud of it. I hate myself for it. You know, it's just sometimes you just don't know how to cope from one day to the next.
Do you wish you never started it then?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Every day.
Every day.
Yeah, it's one of my biggest regrets. hate it.
And growing up, did you have any ambitions or anything?
Yeah, I was a qualified dental nurse.
Okay. Working?
Yeah, I was working.
Okay.
I've got Oxford and Cambridge degrees, everything.
So when did it start then? When did the drugs start? What age was you?
I was 31.
When you started taking drugs?
Yeah.
But you already seen what drugs do to people, didn't you?
I had through my uncles.
So your uncles were on drugs as
Yeah,
well?
they were heroin addicts.
Okay.
But I'd hate needles and things like that.
Okay.
But I'd seen them go through it, and I was very anti-drugs. I hated it. But then it just shows you sometimes what a different path sometimes things can lead you to.
True.
You know, like they say God's got a path for everyone. It's like sometimes I look at pictures of me and I think, God, look at me now. And I feel an embarrassment to my kids, because my kids are in army cadets. My son's wants to play football professionally. My daughter's in university doing law and psychology. My other daughter models for Vogue. My other daughter's a police officer. Do you know what I mean?
Police officer?
Yeah.
That's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
How many kids do you have?
8.
8 altogether? 8 kids?
Yeah, I got 6 girls, 3 boys.
Wow.
And I got 6 grandchildren.
Oh wow. Are they all with the same partner?
Just the last one isn't,
Okay.
but the other 7 are.
Okay. And you said he passed away, didn't
Yeah.
you? What happened to him?
Cirrhosis of the liver
Okay.
because of the alcohol.
So that's from drinking?
Yeah.
Okay. And he was very abusive, yeah?
Yeah, don't get me wrong, when he hadn't had a drink, he was the loveliest bloke. I could never knock him for being a fantastic dad.
Okay.
But just when it comes to marriage side of things, when he had a drink, he was very violent.
Did you grow up in a very violent household?
Yeah, I did. My mum was an alcoholic. So it's like my whole life just consisted of alcohol and violence and drugs. And I always swore black and blue that I would never let my kids go into care, or I wouldn't get mixed up in it. And I think that's what my biggest regret's been in my whole life.
How did you get the money for it?
I have to beg. I've done prostitution, which I'm not proud of. Borrowing, thieving. Not thieving like from people, shops. You know.
Are there helps out there for smokers and addicts?
Yeah, there is some, but sometimes it gets hard because you've got to wait so many weeks to get a script. And it's not that easy as people think. You know, but there needs to be a little bit more help out there. You know?
So what can we do to make, I don't know, help you guys?
I think they need to make getting a script a little bit less time than 3 weeks, because in that 3 weeks we've still got to keep grafting, and in that time we're committing crime. Then we can get nicked and we go to prison, but yet we're trying to get ourselves together to get on a script. But the time that it takes, it's too long.
Do you have any future goals?
I do, to clean up, which I nearly have, to be a mum again, because I'm in touch with my eldest children now, and I want to be a grandma, and I want to be worth something again.
Have you taken drugs today?
No, not today.
Haven't they?
No. Had a drink today, but no jokes.
If we go back to that night or that day when you first took that first crack pipe, I don't know what it was.
Oh, I still remember that.
Just remember it.
Yeah.
How was it?
It was like everything just went away. Remember that day? They always say you remember your first hit. It was like, it just felt like everything just lifted off my shoulders, like I had no problems. You know, it was nice.
Yeah.
But it's not the same now.
It's not the same now. How does it feel now?
I hate it.
So when you're taking it,
It's no enjoyment.
Nothing
Nothing.
at all?
Not anymore.
No?
That's because that's when people say to me, they say, see, because you know you want to stop.
Okay.
That's why you don't enjoy it. And I don't.
So you're going to get back in contact with your kids, you know?
I'm back in contact with my eldest.
Okay.
So that's why I'm trying to work hard now because they said to me, Mum, come and move up to Kent. But I don't want to go up the way I'm looking. I want to go back up the way they know me. It takes it strips you of everything. It really does. You end up selling your home, your contents, everything. Counselling, I've got a counsellor at the moment, a social worker. So we're in the process, fingers crossed, of hoping to get me somewhere to stay.
So you can see a change in that. That's definitely making changes, yeah?
Yeah, I need to. I don't want to die. I don't want to be. This is just existing. I'm not living. I'm dead inside. Out here. But I have to graft because I have to feed myself. You know.